POA community, what's up everybody? Robert Linkle with trainingtheolderadult.com. I hope you are all doing very, very well. And I am excited to bring you some information in a new up and coming webinar, free complimentary webinar. All you have to do is click into the bio link up above or down below in the comment section. Click on there, register, you're good to go. If you can't make it live with us, which it's going to be June 17th, that's a Monday at 11 a.m., okay? We are gonna go through the top 5 not so secret recipe components that go into training older populations. Why do we put 5? Because numbers seem to attract. And why do we say the word secret even though it's not so secret? Because that also seems to attract people to register and get on here. I've got great stuff to share with you. I got really good stuff to dive into, kind of a checklist almost of things you want to look at your workout and go, did I get that? Did I get this? Am I covering this? Based off of all the research that I read and everything that we do and everything we practice and implement and plug in here, basically it comes down to this image. Are we covering all these things? And I want to go through each of those with you and discuss the importance of each one and how you can check multiple boxes with maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises at the most and get all these taken care of, okay? So we're gonna dive into that. It's gonna be fun. We will definitely focus on our 3 primary movement patterns with our aging population. Doesn't mean the only ones, but the ones we really wanna focus on. Hinges, rows, and carries. We'll talk about some of the primary features of the workout, stability, mobility, and agility. And we'll definitely emphasize, at least over a week periods of training, how much power, strength, and conditioning we wanna do. Some of our favorite grip exercises, torque production, rotational mobility, and a hallucis joint of the big toe, why that's so important, and how we can implement that into our daily practices, help fall prevention. And then we'll talk about bilateral, unilateral, and ipsilateral stances and loading, and how all of that kind of leads to a great opportunity to create a well-rounded resistance training and health and conditioning program that really aids the aging body. I would say 30 and up. It used to be 50, maybe even used to be 65 and up. Then it kind of trickled down to, well, at 50, we really start to see this. And now we're seeing sarcopenic effects in late 20s, early 30s, especially in the ladies out there, unfortunately. You ladies are 3 to 1 more likely to have osteoporosis, 2 to 1 more likely to have sarcopenia. Testosterone levels are much lower than men's. Your estrogen levels, as you get closer to being premenopausal, et cetera, those start to go down. So basically all the building blocks that you have to really build and maintain good muscles and bones kind of starts to decrease as we age. So that can happen and is starting to happen to ladies earlier and earlier. Gentlemen, your testosterone levels in your teens and early 20s are lower than the average 50 or 60-year-old back in the 1950s. So all of us collectively, our hormones are not working as efficiently as they used to in the past. This is due to processed foods and pesticides and anything and everything else that we're putting on our bodies and in our bodies, from ointments and lotions and creams and eyeliners and skin toners and shampoos and soaps and shaving gels and beard oil and whatever else, to the food that we eat and how our body is able to process that. Ultimately, what is happening to us internally has this outward effect on how dense our bones are, how strong our muscles can be, and or how big our muscles can be, how much adipose tissue, extra body fat tissue that we carry, how well our digestive system works, how happy and healthy our gut is, how happy and healthy our mind is, and how efficiently our cognition and our cognitive response, stimulus of our nervous system, reacts, coordinates, moves, manipulates our body through space, ultimately preventing falls, keeping us stable and capable and able of moving about, living a good, high quality of life. So we are gonna cover all of that. So if you're like, oh, I only work with people in their late 20s, early 30s, this is gonna be for you. There's some good stuff in there for you to learn. If you work with 40 and 50-year-olds, let's say, I don't know, you work at Fit Body Boot Camp and you happen to be affiliated with Fit Body Forever, maybe work with that group as well. Your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60-year-olds, all of them across the board are practices that we are going to implement and focus in our programming there, all revolve around this image that you see right here. So I really want to be able to share all this information with you, and I hope you'll be able to take that back to your groups and your classes and your sessions, and enjoy great boot camp style workouts. Now, your 75 and ups, your apex style training clients out there in our TOA program, and hopefully in some of our future programs for our older populations. They're definitely key components. And I would say specifically, this image is addressed and perfectly built for you, as this is the image and the style of training that I did with my dad that took him from zero to hero, as I like to say, as he was very incapable and in extremely poor health, and was able to build his way to a very dynamic and very capable and able 78-year-old that had multiple heart attacks, was anemic, was diabetic, had 2 broken hips and 2 broken knees and a knee replacement, and every other health issue that he had, from gout and neuropathy and arthritis and everything else in between. That man was probably in the best shape at 78 that he had been in the last 20 years of his life. And that says a lot. So hope to share all that with you. Well, I'm going to share all that with you. I hope you'll register and join me as we go into this. It's going to be fun. And again, it doesn't cost you anything other than investment of your time. And if you can't join us live on Monday, June 17th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, feel free to register and watch the recording on demand. If there's anything that I can do for you, please feel free to reach out, contact, comment down below, contact Instagram up top. Whatever I can do for you, I'm happy to help. Until the webinar and until next time, please continue to fight your good fight and against sarcopenia, and have yourself a wonderful day. Take care.